Hey, welcome to Golden Hour. Well, welcome back to Golden Hour. Yeah. Y'all been gone for some months, y'all. And honestly, the way this podcast is set up is I show up when I feel available to show up. Like, that's the honest truth. Guess I can recap on what I've been up to and where I've been, honestly, because I've been gone. Like, I've been away, So where have I been? I have not done anything different from the last episode. Nothing has changed but my hair. I just feel like I became overwhelmed with working. Like, I think that, as you guys can tell, I am not a 9 to 5 type person, but I work a 9 to 5, and it is very over consuming, and it causes me to feel just like overwhelmed. Like, I just feel like I'm doing too much, putting my body into too many things. While doing my podcast, I was also trying to keep up with my art career, and I just was like, look, I'm gonna have to put some shit down real quick for like a couple months because I am overwhelmed, I'm overworked, and I'm tired. Like, honestly, when I get home from work, my feet hurt, my knees hurt, my head hurt, like everything hurts. And at first I was doing like Pilates and yoga to like try to navigate those feelings and just try to try to make them not as severe, and it was working. But then I got off track with my routine and got off track with keeping up with the workout, and it working consumed me. Honestly, that's what happened. Working consumed me, and I just took a break. Honestly, I took a break. So today, I kind of want to talk about like femininity and what I've now discovered about femininity and how I actually feel about it. There was a point in time in my journey where I just discovered the idea of like the energies of like femininity and masculinity. And when I first discovered the idea of femininity, I did what any millennial would do. I got overconsumed in like YouTube videos about femininity, reading books about femininity, just really, and not even reading books that are geared towards like true femininity. I was reading books like The Sacred Woman and like, consuming media that was kind of pushing the narrative that you have to appear a certain way to be a feminine woman, you have to act a certain way to be a feminine woman, you have to do this to attract this, like basically like toxic femininity. Like, I was consuming things that I now see as like fake and fraudulent, because in reality, as a woman, you naturally possess femininity, and you could wear the prettiest of dresses, you can wear the highest of heels, put on the most makeup, wear the longest weaves, and it doesn't make you any more or less feminine. And then I met a lot of women on my journey where I'm like, damn, these women do not match that femininity shit that I've been looking into. Like, this shit does not, like, they don't match what has been fed to me on fucking YouTube and in these podcasts about what femininity is and what it means to possess femininity. And I'm like, do that make them any less feminine because they don't have those qualities? And then I interact with these women and I'm like, wow, like, you're one of the most feminine women I ever met. But you're not a petite, small, skinny girl who make sure they work out every day, and who like read the Sacred Woman. Like, you're just a nurturing figure, or you're just a woman who's true to herself and how she appears in the world. And then that made me really rethink the idea of like what femininity is. And it made me really not regret, but want to recant a lot of things that I said to people and other women during my femininity journey. I feel like when I first got introduced to femininity, and I feel so bad for the people who met me at that time, because I was spewing the agenda to like just about any woman that listened. And I didn't allow some of the women I met on my journey to be and appear in their true selves. Because I had this idea, like, you can't dress like that if you're feminine. You can't do that if you're feminine. Like, you can't be like that if you're feminine. But now I'm learning, like, yes, you can. You actually fucking can. Like, you actually can wear baggy clothes and don't put any makeup on and still appear and be as feminine as the girl with the heels and the makeup. And then the thing is, I would meet women where they fit that mold of like being that feminine woman, and I'm like, I would talk to them and then I'll interact with them and I'm like, you're super masculine. Like, you look feminine, but how you look does not define your femininity. And that's at the time I could not grasp that. Like, I figured, like, okay, if I'm feminine, I have to appear a certain way. I have to appear feminine. I have to appear soft. And then I also was using femininity for the wrong things. I was using my femininity to attract the wrong things. Femininity to me now is all about being free and being exactly who I want to be and appear exactly who I am, and holding space for others to do the same. Being feminine is having boundaries. Being feminine is knowing your place in the world and how you choose to appear in the world, like, and standing on that and not allowing society to make you feel like you have to be a certain way. And I think that because of like social norms and a lot of things that has been pushed onto us, we have this false idea that in order to like have femininity and possess femininity, you have to look a certain type of way, when that is like a made up construct that we just now listen to. Like, and honestly, these femininity channels and these femininity podcasts and these femininity gurus are literally scammers, bro. Like, they're scammers. They have legit like classes and books and things that you can buy to tap into your femininity. And I'm like, honestly, the only way you can really tap into your femininity is being exactly who the fuck you are. Like, how you want to appear in this world, you do that, and you don't let anyone change that for you. And if you're allowing someone to do that, you're not in your femininity. Femininity is being free. It's being you. It's being whatever you choose to be and however you decide to address that femininity. Like, and these channels and these podcasts that are pushing that agenda is actually rejecting those women who don't fit those standards. Because if you're a woman who's not working out constantly and petite, then according to these podcasts, you're not a feminine woman. Or if you're not a woman who dress up every day, put on makeup, wear heels every day, you're not a feminine woman. Sometimes being a feminine woman is literally you just wearing what you want to fucking wear. What makes you feel the most comfortable and the most like, what makes you feel as if that you're tapping into your womanhood. When you wear that outfit, you know that you feel like a woman. What is that for you? Be that. And you shouldn't have to feel as if you have to fit a standard in order to be feminine. Honestly, you naturally, as a woman, especially as a black woman, you're naturally going to be feminine. There's nothing you really can do to negate that. Like, you could dress like a complete, like, you could wear big baggy clothes, don't wear no makeup, don't do your hair, and you're gonna still naturally have femininity. And these femininity, like this femininity agenda is not, it's just kind of not holding space for the women that don't fit that mold. And it's kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, as a woman, I realized that in the past, when I first got into this shit, I did not hold space for a lot of women, and I pushed a lot of negative, I just pushed a lot of negative things that I now see, and I'm like, those things you were pushing, it's maybe with your truth, like maybe that's how I want to appear in the world, but I shouldn't force all women that I interact with to want to appear that way. So at this point, I had to take a break because it became too loud. So yeah. Right. So yeah, I kind of want to talk about some of the wrong reasons I use femininity for, and why it kind of like completely went against everything that I was tapping into my femininity journey for. And I kind of want to talk about why I tapped into femininity and how it turned me down the wrong path, you know? So when I first tapped into my femininity, I was looking into the goddess Oshun, and just how she is and how she moved in her story. And I really wanted to take on her energy, kind of like, not like, just be more, you know, fluid in my movement, be more sensual, like appear more attractive. And the reason why I wanted to tap into the energy was not for completely myself. At that time, I thought it was completely about self-love, but I just got out of a very traumatic situation, and it caused me to feel like less of a woman, and it caused me to not really know my worth, and it started to make me question myself, because I allowed so much shit to happen within that situation that I was like, okay, if I knew my worth and if I was a feminine woman, I would not allow this to happen. Bullshit. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna tap into this energy. And then like, as I was getting into the Oshun energy, I was like, oh, femininity, like she is a prime example of what they would say is feminine, right? So I get into the femininity idea, and then I started watching different content on it, and then I just started going down a rabbit hole, and then I started spewing out unsolicited advice to just about any woman that let me, and I rejected some good men, like, and everything is not about men, but at that time I was using my femininity also to attract men with money. Like, that was mainly my purpose. Like, I want to attract men that have their life together, because I just did not want to end up in that situation that I used to be in. So I'm like, let me make sure I attract a man with his shit together. And that's the wrong reason to tap into your femininity, because naturally you're going to want to fit that standard or a mold. And I am attracting these type of men, but I'm noticing that they're not really getting to know me. They're not really attracted to my personality. I'm very quirky. I'm a little weird sometimes. So a man that's not really attracted to me, they're not trying to hear my joke. Like, they just want me to sit looking pretty, and that just wasn't me. And then they also only had one thing in mind. Like, it was all about how I looked, what I could do for them, and you know. And I was just like, this is kind of not it. You know, I'm attracting those men, but is this what I want to be in? Are these type of situations I want in my life? Like, no, I want to be loved wholeheartedly for who I am, and not for how I look, you know? And then I started to realize that I was cutting people off or losing a lot of friends because they did not fit a standard, or I was giving unsolicited advice and they just like, this bitch is annoying. I'm sorry. But I was giving dumbass advice that just did not make no fucking sense. Now that I think about it, like it made sense, but it's just like, not everybody has, like, just because I hold these standards in my life, not everybody has to hold those standards. And I can hold space for somebody to be and appear exactly who they are without making them feel like who they are is not enough, or who they are is lacking of some sort. Like, I can be honest with you as your friend, and when you come to me about some, shit, or I feel like you're in a cycle, I can tell you that as a friend. But if I'm like literally telling you, girl, you need to start doing this, like dressing like this and talking like this, that's when it become a problem. And I think that at that time, I was a problem. So now that I'm like I feel like I'm the most feminine now. And I'm not like look at my nails. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care how I'm presented to the world, in the sense of like, I'm not doing this to attract a man. I'm not doing this to appear a certain way in the world. I'm gonna appear like me. Like, I'm gonna appear however I feel comfortable to appear out here to the people, And also, I'm like more comfortable in my skin. I'm more at peace. Everything in my life is just kind of like flowing. Like, yes, I got hiccups here and there, but comparative to that girl who was on that feminine journey, who was living a life that did not match the shit she was spewing, I'm doing fucking amazing comparatively, I'm doing fucking good. And a lot of the things that is happening for me happened naturally, and it flowed. And I think when I tapped into my femininity journey initially, I was forcing a lot of things. I was forcing a lot of situations. I was forcing myself to live up to a certain standard, when in reality, I am not that girl. I'm not that girl. Like, I'm that girl. Like, I'm that girl, but I am not that stay dressed all the time, wearing heels, hair always done, makeup. I'm not that. And I would try to keep up with that standard. And when I didn't keep up with it, I'd be like, damn, I'm lacking. But in reality, regardless if I wear no makeup, if I wear heels, what does that change about the energy I possess? Like, my energy will always possess femininity. Like, I'm gonna always appear more feminine than masculine. And that's me in whatever I wear, however I appear to the world. My appearance does not define my energy. The only way you can really get to know me as a person is through talking to me and being around me, and actually really getting the actual perspective of me that is true. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that I only tapped into that part of femininity because I felt like I had a point to prove. Like, I felt like, okay, I can't really go too in depth about the point I had to prove. Maybe one day, but not today. But at the time, I thought I had a point to prove. Like, I gotta let these people know that I am not that girl that you met around that time of that situation. Like, you met me at a very dark time, and that girl do not only exist. I am not that girl from art school who had paint on her clothes and who, like, I had to prove, like, look, I am not her. I am not that girl from my past. And in doing that, I really just neglected who I am in the core. Like, I'm going to walk around with paint on my clothes, and who gonna judge me? Nobody. And who cares? Like, I'm going to walk around with paint on my clothes. I'm going to wear the dirty shoes. I'm going to walk around in my hat because my hair not done. Like, I'm not putting on lashes every day. I'm gonna literally, me without makeup, I look like a child. I look like a fucking child. I look like a little ass, well, not even a little girl, but I would have to say like a teenager, early 20s. Like I look young as shit. So I used to try to like put on makeup to like, look, I look young as shit, but I actually am a woman. But I look young as shit because I take care of myself. I take care of my skin. I drink a lot of water. This is not some shit that just happened because of, well, it's genetics. It's also genetics, but I also take care of myself. Like I actually put into the energy, like I put that energy into myself to make sure I am doing my best to upkeep my body within, point blank period. But at the time, I just be like, okay, I look so fucking young. Let me put on makeup, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. I look young, and I am young, and fuck y'all. Like, I'm going to appear how I want to appear, and I don't care what anybody thinks of me. And I'm gonna date who I want to date. You know, I just think that we already live in a world where so many labels is pushed upon us. We already have to look on social media where we feel the need to compare ourselves to everybody we see. I'm not trying to do that in my everyday life. I'm not. And these femininity podcasts and videos are not helping that. It's actually singling out a certain type of woman, not even singling out, but it's ignoring all those beautiful feminine women who do not fit that mold. And just because you don't fit that mold, that doesn't make you less feminine. It doesn't make you the superior feminine being. Like I've met men who are not gay. I've met men that are not gay, that are just regular men. They appear to be regular men. They dress how they want to dress. But when you talk to them, get to know them, get their perspective on life, and have real conversations with them, you notice that they possess some of the most deep, positive, feminine energy. And that also that also made me really think, like, your femininity is just in you. You cannot do anything about it. You cannot dress a certain way to enhance it. The only way you can truly enhance your femininity, the only way you can truly become more of a feminine being, is being free. Free from labels. Free from like social constructs. Just living within your skin and being comfortable in it. It's allowing space for others. It's allowing other people to come as they are to you and feel comfortable enough to be who they are in front of you. It's being nurturing. It's like literally understanding your intuition and trusting it. It's really just about you as a person inside. The choices you make, how you decide to deal with other people, the empathy you possess, that's what makes you a feminine woman. You can put on 9-inch heels, a weave to your fucking ass, makeup beat, and you will still appear either as a toxic feminine woman or a masculine energy. Like, you will appear as masculine if you possess more masculine energy than feminine. There's nothing you really can do to change that. I've met some women where you can tell that they fed into that agenda and they really like put themselves together to be a feminine being. But then you talk to them and you get their perspective on life and you understand how they think more logical and they're more strategic on the moves that they make in life. Like, that's a positive masculine energy. Like, you are a go-getter. You're very strategic. You're logic. You're about your bag. You know how to go out and be that leader and gather and hunt for your family and yourself. You're masculine, and that's okay. That's okay. And then I met some women who did not have that appearance, and they were so nurturing, they were so free, so flowing. They had a way of thinking where it was like, I just trust my gut, I just feel it, I just have these dreams, I'm just feminine, like, but they don't appear that way. So you're gonna be like, okay. And if you really understand feminine energy and masculine energy, you will understand that it has nothing to do with how you appear. It's just how you are. Like, it's in you. You know, what you wear will not change that. Now, as a feminine woman, you could get deeper into your femininity by being true to your feelings, being true to your intuition, letting go of not being sensitive, being vulnerable, asking for help. Those are all ways tapping into your femininity. That's really like how you tap into your femininity. Be free. Let things flow to you. Don't expect anything. Don't hustle or force anything. When you force something, that's you in your masculine. When you're like, okay, I'm going to get this shit done. And even if it go against the odds, I'm going to put in that work. That's masculine. And you know how many women I've met who has that mindset? Like, come on now. Honestly, just know that femininity is just being you, being free, and that's it. That's literally it. And don't have these people out here making you believe that you have to be dripped down the best gear and you have to be a certain way to be feminine. Honestly, I feel like where I am in life now, I feel so much more free. I don't feel like anything that I'm doing now is forced, and I'm just kind of living and enjoying every moment. And this is the most feminine I've ever felt. But I am also deep in my masculine as well, and noticing myself be deep in my masculine, like being a go-getter, being somebody working a job, because my femininity don't want to work this job. My femininity don't want to be doing this. But seeing that I'm out here like, look, I gotta pay my bills, I gotta eat, I gotta make sure I'm okay at the end of the day. I have a certain thing that I have to do for myself, and that means get up and go work and force this shit. I'm gonna get my ass up and do it, because that is how you survive. We don't live in a world today where you as a woman could even truly be 100% feminine. We don't live in that type of society where you can do that. And if you can sit up and just let things flow to you and just chill, I love you. And I wish I see what God has done for you. Like, I wish I had that opportunity, but a lot of us women do not have the opportunity to truly be in our feminine. And I'm not going to limit how I welcome people into my life and into my space because they don't have that opportunity and that privilege. Because me, myself right now, I don't have that opportunity and I don't have that space. And I'm going to continue to hold space for women who are like me. And I think that when I am pushing that agenda, I am not holding space for women like me. I'm also, and I'm not only am I not holding space for women like me, I am not holding space for myself. I'm not allowing myself to be in the time that I'm in right now. This is where I'm at in life right now. I have to get up. I have to do things. I have to get out there. I have to work. And I have to think more logical, because I'm a woman who do a lot of things on her own. I have to come up with more strategies on how to navigate my journey. Like, I can't just be free flowing, letting life happen. Sometimes I gotta get up and do what the hell I gotta do. And sometimes I have to get up and do what the hell I gotta do, and that doesn't take away my feminine energy, but I will have to. And I sometimes have to, a lot of times have to tap into my masculine energy, and that's fine. That's fucking fine. But I cannot be 100% feminine, and I should not neglect or reject those women who can't do it either, you know? I'm holding space for all women, no matter how they come and no matter how they appear. If you're a good woman with a good heart and you see me for who I am, and I see you for who you are, and we both have an understanding of our energies, I'm holding space for you. And I apologize to those women in the past that might have met me at that journey in my life, because I was annoying. I was fucking annoying. And I know, like, now I'm thinking back on her and I'm like, if I would have met me now, if I would have met you 2 years ago, I would have been like, bitch, shut the fuck, like, shut up. Like, you really don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just talking a lot about shit that you heard. But this is not the life that you truly want to live. You think this is the life you want to live. And you get into it and you really, you know, get those things that you're manifesting, and you're like, never mind. Never fucking mind. And yeah, and honestly, when you really accept who you are and just flow in that, you attract so much more and so much better things, because the things that you're attracting are actually made for you and not the person that you are pushing. You're being who you truly are, and that's really all you can do. So yeah, just be y'all, be you, just be you, be true to that, and don't let these people make you feel like you're less of a woman because you don't fit that mold. Like, girl, you don't have to fit that mold. Like, that's basically it. But yeah, okay, bye y'all, see y'all next episode. I cannot promise that will be tomorrow, today, or next week, but it will be, and it will be up, so just wait for it. I appreciate the people that is still subscribing. I don't have many subscribers, and I don't even have to announce that, but I did. But the subscribers I do have, I am very, I don't know, I love it. Like, it's like a small amount of people, but it's like, fuck with the energy. Like, at least I have it. Some people couldn't even get 100, you know. I reached a decent amount. So, bye.